Shit. Good afternoon, guys, and welcome to the upload. Today's upload is sponsored by myself. If you want to pick up my sunglasses or my hats, links available in the description down below. I am a little bit out of breath. I just got done running. Not running far, I'm just very out of shape, and that all ties into what I'm about to tell you. So I am starting out a little bit later in the day than I had thought that I'd wanted to, but I spent most of the afternoon chasing down a GoPro that fell off my car. Never had this happen before. Now, believe it or not, like I mean, I've had the GoPro on the outside of cars a lot of times in my life, you know, reviews. I mean, God, going back 3 years ago, and I've never had one fall off. I did lose one in Mexico, actual Mexico, in a rental Jeep Wrangler, but I've never had a GoPro fall off. And people always ask me, you know, have you ever had a GoPro fall off the car? I think I'm good now. But yeah, I've never had a GoPro fall off the car. Now the problem is, I think with the 720, there's no real, you can see here where it was. You can see the little circle outline there. It's not quite thick enough to get a full seal, and I should have put it over here, but I wanted to get the exhaust. That was the whole point of doing this whole operation. It did fall off. Now every other car, like if you have a good seal on a GoPro brand suction cup, that's what I use. And that's what I have been using since day one. If you have a good seal on it, oh, it's gonna hit. If you have a good seal on one of these, they will not fall off. They just don't. They're really good quality, built by GoPro, and they're made to go, you know, with the camera, and they're kind of the original. So I would recommend them. The only problem is I didn't have a complete seal, so it fell off. Got it back. I don't know right now if I have the footage, but I'm assuming I do. The camera's intact. It should be fine. You know, maybe the file or that part of the file might be corrupted, but I got the camera back. Today we're doing a little garage update, as well as I'm answering some questions that I've been seeing in the comments, you know, about all the different cars. And I know sometimes it does get confusing. I've got a lot of them. So I just want to go through them real quick today and give you a garage update and tell you what car is being sold next, and it might surprise you. Starting with the 720S. Now the 720, I know, kind of came on the scene out of nowhere, right? Because I made a video at Supercars on State Street. McLaren Philly brought one down for me. I drove it, and I told you guys, I was like, wow, and I really like it, and I really want to get one. Anybody who knows me knows that I like a lot of cars, right? And I say, you know, I always say like, oh, well, I do have plans to get that car. I don't know when, and then usually it takes years if it happens at all. Like what? I think it was a week later, this car just shows up on the channel, and I take delivery at McLaren Philadelphia, and it was so quick. You know, a lot of people I think were confused. So my 570S, I did trade that in on this car. Let me just explain real quick why, you know, all of a sudden I went from the 570 to the 720. Well, the 570 was at McLaren Philadelphia, and I was getting upgraded turbos from Pure Turbos. I was getting their Stage 2 turbo kit, and I was really excited for it. But while the car was gone, you know, I'd been kind of thinking about getting a 720 for a while. And while the 570 was gone, I started looking on Auto Trader, which I shouldn't do, but everybody does this. I'm sure you guys can relate. You know, even if you have your dream car, you still look at cars. So I'm looking on Auto Trader, you know, I'm trolling, I'm looking around, and I see a Napier Green 720. Now, Napier Green, believe it or not, is a color I've always wanted on a McLaren. Ever since I saw it on the 675 LT, it was my favorite McLaren color of all time. For Corvettes, I really like yellow, although maybe I would get a lime green if they offered one. For McLarens, it was always Napier. This one. So I see this Napier Green 720, and it's used. I see it says used, but it only has 50 miles on it. And I wanted used this time because I wanted to save money off the original price. My 570 I did buy new. This one I wanted used. So I see it, and I'm like, well, okay, it's Napier Green, but the interior is gonna be shit. Like, I'm not gonna like it. So I make another mistake. Mistake number 2, I click on it, and I look at the pictures, and I see a full Alcantara interior with Napier Green stitching, MSO, exposed carbon sills. I was like, damn, this is it, Chief. I had to have it. So right there, I said, you know what? Let me just trade in the 570, because even with the upgraded turbos, yes, the 570 would have been faster than it was, but it would still be slower than a stock 720. So, I mean, really, I'm just ahead, especially because most of my racing is in a straight line. Now, I do want to get into more track days. The problem is the nearest one is 3 hours away, and they're very limited. So, you know, I end up most of the time just fucking around on the open Mexico highway. If your goal is to go really fast, the 720 is what you want. And I got this car and I have no regrets. I already have 5,000, almost, I think, 5,000 miles on it. 4,900 and down with the sickness, and 77 miles. Now remember, I did get it with 50, I think we had 52 miles on the clock. We have put a lot of miles on this baby in like what, 2 months? Epic car. I love it a lot. Yes, the 570 is gone. I know, cry a little bit. I do. I think you guys really fell in love with the car, and I get it. You know, it was never a supercar channel, and it's not now. And it was something new. You know, a lot of people have Lambos, but you know, not too many people. I mean, Shmi was out there with his McLarens, but it's a new brand. You know, not too many people have them. And but you guys have given them a very warm welcome on the channel. But yeah, the 570 gone, 720 here. Now for the title of the upload. Am I still selling the 720 for the 600 LT? Remember, when I got the 720, I got a great deal on it. And I said to myself, well, I can pull the trigger now. And if I want to sell it in a couple months, I can do that without losing any money. Now I've put a lot of miles on it, so that's out the window. So I really think the 600, by the way, is still coming in. I did order the car. I ordered it, you know, way back then. I put a deposit on it, still have that deposit down. But what you can do is when you order a car, especially like a high-end car like this, it happens all the time. People order one, they don't buy it for whatever reason. It could be financial, could be, you know, they move away. It happens all the time. And then the dealership just sells the car. So that is what's gonna happen with my 600 LT. So if I don't take that car, which I don't think I am right now, I really, really love the 720. There are things I love about the Sport Series car, the 570 and the 600, but I think for me, the 720 is a better fit. In other words, if I stick to the plan I have right now and I don't get the 600, that means it is available for sale. And I have to say, very humbly, I might add, it's a really, really badass spec. So it's gonna be available if somebody wants to buy it. It's gonna be Napier Green. If you haven't seen those uploads, check them out because I went through the whole spec of the car. Now, I'm not sure if the 600 LT is gonna hold its value like the 675 LT has. I mean, I assume it will, but I'm not sure. And right now the 720s are actually doing pretty good for McLaren. So that is the current plan. Always subject to change though. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. You know, I can always change my mind, and I do often. Loving the car. It's badass, and I got a lot more driving to do. Onto the truck, you guys, you already know the deal. That truck is not going anywhere, never will. She is my baby and a family member. Yeah, the truck is badass. I love it. And if I had to keep one of my vehicles for forever, and I could only keep one, it would definitely be the Dirty Max. But on the subject of trucks, yeah, I am thinking about doing a winter truck build, maybe a gasser, but I'm really leaning towards another Duramax. See, my truck is done and perfect the way I want it, but I still have the itch to build one. So I figure why not buy one, build it, and then do another giveaway. I feel like that'd be really cool. So if you guys, let me know in the comments below if you would be interested in participating in that. So like we do the same thing we did before. Like you get anything on the InChainDesigns.com website. I thought I had his sticker on there. I don't, but he made these for me. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you'd be excited about doing a truck giveaway. I think it'd be neat, and I really do want to build another truck. After the Grandpa Vet, I know everybody wants an update on Grandpa. I really am excited. I know he's been gone for a long time, but I am excited to get him back. But really, I told LMR not to rush, and I told RPM not to rush because the big holdup right now is the trans. RPM is building us a Power Glide. So the car is taken apart. It's at Late Model Racecraft, and it should be done, I mean, I would say within like a month, by the end of December, maybe after the holidays, maybe early January. I told them not to rush. I can't race right now anyway. It's 20 degrees outside, so I'm really not in a hurry. I'd prefer the car to be built right the first time. You know, I'm gonna do it right. I'm gonna spend the money. I'm not gonna try to rush it. Originally, I was going to try to get it to the October call out, but you know, it just, I'd rather have the car, I'd rather have it being built all at once than, you know, every other week it's in the shop, because that just fucking sucks, and I don't want to do that. You know, I just want to drive the car and have fun with it when it's done, and LMR is going to get it done. Didn't sell the Grandpa Vet, I promise. You know, I do have a big plan for it when it comes back, and an awesome wrap that I haven't done anything quite like it before, but I also did something, it's inspired by a wrap I already did, so there's a hint for you. After the last vehicle in the fleet, the Raptor, just kidding, that car, I mean, yes, that is a vehicle, I guess. Raptor, it's staying, got no plans to sell it, but the space, what would normally occupy that space, the Corrado, and that is still getting the trans swap. Again, I told Shane not to rush on it, based on the fact that it's been sitting in that corner for like 2 years. Prior to it getting out of here finally, I clearly don't drive it very much. I'm excited, and once it's back, I can get the Tarmac 1552 wheels on it, which are back there as well. And it should be a pretty cool little car, something totally different, not something I normally do. But the reason why, you know, I have these projects and like things, they go away and it takes time. It's because I try to film every day, and I just have fun with what I got. So I get all wrapped up in the truck, I get wrapped up in the car, and I don't even think about the other cars because I got so much going on. So just because something's gone doesn't necessarily mean like I sold it and I'm done with it. You know, it just, stuff takes time. Guys, there is a garage update for you. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you for watching. Take care and have a great night.